Right, today my mission is to try and fit these curtain rail to this sliding door, because at the moment I'm just having a blanket magneted to the door every time I go out, and it's naff. It don't look right, so I've bought these blackout blinds, and I'm hoping, even though they're just a universal blind, that they fit. So let's try and work it out. Apparently everything comes in the packet, so let's see if we can get these fitted. So firstly, I've got to cut these to shape, and I'm thinking they're not going to bend. This pole's never going to bend around this too great, so I'm going to try and stop the bend on the end of the tape on either sides, plus the top. It does mean that the top's not as wide as the bottom slightly, but I don't think you'll notice it too much, and I'm just hoping that I'll be able to bend them round enough so they don't sit. I need them to sit at the edge of the glass so they completely black it out. So I'm hoping I can bend it right up to that position. The only thing I'm not happy about is this little bit here, but I think it will just kind of sit over it a little bit, if anything, if I push it back. But firstly, I'm going to try and cut that, and then we'll see how good we can mould these round. Right, the camera died halfway through, so I haven't filmed much of it, but there we go, they're in. So they should, I can't go to undo the other side, but they're universal fit, so they're not perfect. I've had to bend the bar a little bit in there, but you don't really notice it, and it's better than sticking something over the window every time I do it. So another job complete. I'm going to wait till later on tonight to test out. Hopefully they are blackout. At the moment I'm jumping outside, I can't see a thing, so as long as later I can't see the light peeking through, it should be fine. Right, I want to test these blackout blinds now, so let's give myself some light, and then I want to draw these up. Now, I felt like I could see daylight through them slightly, ever so slightly, during the day. So I can't imagine them being the best, but let's go have a look. Oh, you know what? They're actually not the worst. I wouldn't say they're 100% blackout, but do you know what, that'll do. So that's that window finished off. I'm just going to try and put a board down there. I might carpet it, I'm not sure yet, but we'll sort it out. Right, another little couple of upgrades and changes I've done is, with this temperature sensor, I did have one just mounted on a roof, but what it's doing is I'm getting a false reading when it's in direct sunlight. So I've taken it, so now I've got one directly underneath the van, and then I've taken this one off, and I'm going to shove this in the garage area. That will just basically mean I'm monitoring the temperature of my batteries, but I can also just monitor the temperature of the garage itself, because I haven't got a diesel heater outlet. It's just in this section here that's keeping warm. So at least that way I can just keep an eye on the temperature there. So now, obviously I've got to chuck this back over there, but I should be able to get true readings now of that. And then also, I've finished off the inverter. So in the end I had to get rid of the inverter on-off switch, because basically it weren't compatible with my model. There was no way around it. So I've just basically cut a new board out, put the plug socket more central, and just finished that area off now. That's all wired in and working. So obviously the only problem I had was I don't have an on-off switch for the inverter. So the way around that was there was two options. I could buy the more compatible switch with my model, which was 140 quid, including the wires, and it's just for a pretty much bog standard light switch with a few lights on it. Or I could buy a Bluetooth dongle for the back of the inverter, which makes that Bluetooth. So then all the rest of my components for the system, they're all Bluetooth. So now I can switch it on and off via that. I can keep an eye on exactly what the inverter's doing. The inverter shouldn't be really a problem. It's more for the fact of if I needed to check how much solar I'm producing in a day, or how much power how many days left on the system, and how much power I'm drawing out from it and stuff like that. But it's quite handy that I can now go in there and switch that on and off. Obviously the downside to that is if I forget to turn it off, then it will be doing a continuous, I think it's 1 watt, I don't know what it is, but it will be drawing power even when that's in standby. So it's just, I've just got to remember to turn that on and off. But that is now, the inverter is now finished. All I need to do with that is fit an external socket, and then I'll be able to have power at campsites, power from the sun, and then obviously power from the alternator. So that's 3 ways of keeping that battery topped up. But yeah, that's the electrical system, bar tidying it up, making it look a bit pretty, should be done. You in it. It's taken about 20 times. You've eaten all the treats. How am I going to do it? You're not stupid. You know they've all gone as well. Come on, up. Come on then, up. There we go. Right. It's nothing in the hand. It's all gone. It's a trick. It's a trick. trick. But yeah, I've come down here today basically. This is Ivanhoe Beacon. It's about 20 miles from my house. And the main reason for it is to check the electrical system out and introduce you to Skye. So this is why the channel is me, myself and Skye, because it's pretty much going to be a channel about, as you've seen, me fitting out and building the rest of this camper van, and also I'm going to get out and about with her on some adventures. And there'll also be, hopefully, my wife and little boy Leo and Sharon. I'm going to try and get out and about with them as well. So I missed the last couple of weeks because I've been mega busy, but hopefully get one video out a week from now on, and you're going to see a lot more of this one here. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.